Certainly don't. We remain open to talks if they are serious about denuclearization.
A rare visit to North Korea by the United Nations Political Affairs Representative, marking the first diplomatic trip to the regime by a senior UN official in a long while. The official's arrival Tuesday didn't garner much of a response from Pyongyang, but South Korea is hopeful that the trip could encourage the Kim Jong-un regime to maybe change its ways. Our Kwon Jang-ho with the details.
Jeffrey Feltman, the United Nations Under-Secretary General for Political Affairs, headed to North Korea from Beijing on Tuesday. The UN announced that he will be staying for 4 days and will meet with several senior North Korean officials, including Foreign Minister Ri Yong-ho and Vice Minister Park Myung-guk. The visit was first said to have been discussed on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in September, but not confirmed until recently.
The visit is a response to a long-standing invitation from the authorities in Pyongyang for policy dialogue with the UN. We were able to confirm the visit on Thursday, November 30th. It'll be a wide-ranging discussion. I'm not going to go into any detail, but it'll be a wide-ranging policy discussion.
The spokesperson added that the Undersecretary will meet with the UN Diplomatic Corps, as well as staff from the 6 UN agencies working there, and make a visit to some UN project sites himself. It's the first time a senior UN official has visited the reclusive state since the former UN aid chief Valerie Amos visited in October 2011. And it comes as tensions have renewed after Pyongyang test-fired its latest, most powerful ballistic missile yet last week. In response, US President Donald Trump has threatened more unilateral sanctions, but so far no new UN Security Council resolutions have been forthcoming. But the South Korean government has welcomed the move and expressed hope that it can lead to more significant talks.
Through Undersecretary General Feltman's trip, we hope North Korea receives the international community's message to stop its provocations and threats and return to the path of meaningful denuclearization.
North Korea reportedly will negotiation with the United States if United States recognize North Korea as a nuclear state.
They will talk with us if we recognize them as a North Korea, as a nuclear state. That's the question?
Yes.
Okay. Our policy is very clear. It's a policy that Russia and China happen to agree with as well. We believe in the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. That is something that the Republic of Korea believes in firmly, and also Japan. So we're not changing our view. We're not going to backtrack on this. We believe, and that is our top priority, the denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula.
So you don't have any further negotiation with North Korea without?
We certainly don't. We remain open to talks if they are serious about denuclearization. The activities that they've been engaged in recently have shown that they are not interested, that they are not serious about sitting down and having conversations. Anything else on North Korea?
Yes, North Korea.
Okay. Hi, sir.
Hi,
What's your name?
Qi Yang.
And you're from where?
From Shenzhen Media Group.
Okay.
My first time.
Yes, welcome.
New face. Thank you.
I hope everybody's nice to you here.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So starting from today, the UN Under-Secretary General Jeffrey Feltman will visit North Korea and meet with several North Korean officials. And he also stopped by China and met with Chinese Vice Foreign Minister Li Baodong yesterday. Does the State Department have any particular expectations for this visit, especially considering that Mr. Feldman was previously a high-ranking State Department official?
And that's a good question. We're certainly aware of his travels under the auspices of his role with the United Nations to North Korea. He's not traveling on behalf of the U.S. government, and he's not traveling, I want to make this clear, with any kind of message from the U.S. government.
Is he communicating, or is he
I think
is he checking in advance, or communicating back, or working as an intermediary?
I think
without
by
carrying a
saying,
message?
I think by saying that he is not delivering any kind of message on our behalf, and he's not traveling on our behalf, I think that answers the question.
But is this considered a hopeful step, in that it's the first time since 2010 that we know of someone of his rank from the UN going, and he has such long and deep relationships in this building?
You know, I don't know. He's going on behalf of the UN, not the U.S. government.
But is the U.S. in communication with the UN about his visit?
That I don't know.
Diplomatic passport.
I would assume so, yes.
But he would, if he for some reason was traveling on an American passport, would need to have the special validation.
Correct. Correct. Okay. Anything else in North Korea? Hi.
So there's reports coming from Japan that the Japanese government proposed an allocation of funds in their 2018 budget towards the purchase of missiles that have the ability to strike North Korea from Japan. The idea behind this is, if North Korea were to launch a missile, Japan would destroy that missile site post-launch. Does the State Department have any kind of comment on this?
I think that would be under Department of Defense, so I would refer you to the Department of Defense on that. But overall, as you know, we have an alliance, and part of what the United States does is agree to protect our allies. That includes Japan and South Korea. But anything beyond that, Department of Defense would have to answer that.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else on North Korea?
Would the US be open to some kind of hotline like there's been with Russia to prevent the risk of war conflict by accident?
That is not a question that I have asked. I know that our military is constantly in communication with our allies' military, including the Republic of Korea and also Japan. If anything were to be set up like that, and that's totally a hypothetical, that I think that would be under their field.
Thank you.